Well, I think the Labour Party has done a huge amount of damage to New Zealand. The circumstances in the government, they can't field a full team. They are now a caretaker government. I'm doing my job as an opposition MP, debating the direction of New Zealand and the needs that constituents have. You go back 70 years, there was actually a 20-year gap between Maori and non-Maori life expectancy in New Zealand. That means that in the last 70 years, the gap is closed by 13. Maori life expectancy has increased more than twice as rapidly as non-Maori life expectancy. And I think people forget that. I think often there's a lot of despondency. People forget the wider context.
But it shouldn't be that way now. Yeah. We are a modern...
Second issue is, what do we do to continue closing that gap? Well, I would make the point that if we're going to have healthcare, it should be targeted based on the needs of people. I don't accept that the only way we can target healthcare assistance is by lazily, racially profiling people, and there's two reasons why that's wrong.
Okay, what?
The first is that if you start saying that a person is first and foremost defined by their race, you miss things about them. You miss people who are Maori and perfectly healthy, thank you very much. Yeah. The second way that you get it wrong is that actually there are non-Maori people who do have the need to have multiple comorbidities, but are also missed because your targeting is based on ethnicity.
I mean, you want to scrap Te Aka Whaiora, the Māori Health Authority.
Of course.
I mean, you want to scrap Te Aka Whaiora, the Māori Health Authority.
Of course. When your lens for looking at inequality is a racially profiled lens, what you do is that you miss Maori people who don't need the help, you miss non-Maori people who do need the help. You view people primarily as an ethnicity. I think that's wrong. The second reason that I was getting to, why it's wrong to use a racial lens and racially profile people, apart from the fact that it's inaccurate, you miss two types of people, Maori who don't need the help and non-Maori who do, it's that it's also divisive, because when you say a person is primarily an ethnicity, people get resentful. They get resentful when you look at them and you see only a feature that they can never change. Right. We don't have a vision of New Zealand where there's tangata whenua and tangata tiriti, two types of New Zealanders. What we have is a vision where everyone has ngā tikanga katoa rite tahi, the same rights and duties, and that means that we can devolve to Pacific, we can devolve to Maori, we can devolve to people that don't have an ethnic profile whatsoever.
All right.
So you say that's political opportunism. That is cynical and wrong on your part. What we have is a vision where all New Zealanders have the same rights and duties, where services fit all people, and where we go together focused on our common humanity rather than dividing ourselves by the so-called partnership.
Let's talk about the sort of the wealth gap in New Zealand. Top 1% seemingly have about 20%, the bottom 50% have about 2%. Is that gap acceptable to you?
Yeah, it is. Because
it is. Why is it acceptable to you?
Because you tell me what the gap should be, and do you want more wealthy people in New Zealand or less? If you want people to leave the country, take their wealth away, then go and vote for the Greens, go and vote for Te Pāti Māori, go and vote for Labour.
Well, what about the people
they will put in place taxes that will chase wealth away. People that have done well won't want to be here. People that have done well overseas won't want to come here. I don't resent people being successful. If we want to have a culture of envy, where the Green Party, for example, say it's only 0.7% of people that have this wealth, it's okay to take money off a small number of people, that culture won't work for us. What we want to do is to make success part of New Zealand's culture. We want to make housing more affordable by making it easier to build a house. We want the economy to grow. We want more high-paying jobs. We want more technology in areas like genetics.
All of those. Everybody wants that.
That's well, actually, we are the only ones that have set out how you do it in considerable detail. I'm interested in talking about how we address the concerns people have around inflation, lawlessness and division. How do we make New Zealand affordable, safer and united with a modern conception of our treaty that fits with liberal democratic values.
And I appreciate those.